What's up, y'all? Marshall Lee here. Not so live from McDonald's parking lot. Got myself a coffee. It's lunchtime. Hashtag not sponsored. And you know, it's Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a great week. If you're curious about the car situation, it's so dumb. Oh goodness. I don't have my car. The reason why I don't have my car is, well, I called them yesterday and I said, you know, did you guys take a look at it? What's going on? And they said, we got the key and we tried to turn the car on and the car started. So therefore, there's nothing we can really do because the problem that you were having isn't there. So, you know, there's not much we can do. So I'm like, okay, I guess you can't check other things. And he's like, well, we could check other things, but, you know, we'd be here for days and days and days because there is a million things that could make a car not start. And if we can't hear or see the problem, it's hard to really diagnose it. Something along those lines, they said. So I have a car now that, well, I will have a car now that will maybe start, maybe not, depending on the day and the temperature and the you know, whatever kind of magical things are happening in the world. So but I don't have a car yet because I said, well, can you leave the key, because I'm not gonna be over there until after you guys close. Can you leave the key on, you know, somewhere in the car so I can grab it? And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll leave it unlocked and the key there and stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. So, you know, I had an appointment I had to bring my wife to, and then after that I ran back to work, dropped the truck off. My wife and I were hanging out there until my sister-in-law could bring me from work to the car place to pick up the car. So we do all that, that's fun, and then we go to, we get there and it's like, okay, thanks for dropping us off. We'll take it from here. We get in the car and the key is nowhere to be found. They didn't leave the key in there. I mean, we looked everywhere and, you know, 3 people looked everywhere and nobody found the key. So the saga continues. My sister-in-law brought us home and I took an Uber into work, and my sister-in-law is going to pick me up after work so I can go pick up the car. Which I think, you know, it'll be before they close, so whether or not the key is left in there doesn't matter because I can just grab the key. And I didn't call him. I probably should call him. Maybe I'll call him, but I mean, I'm gonna see them before it closes, so I don't know. I just, whatever. Hopefully it starts. Hopefully we don't have this problem again, and maybe I can somehow troubleshoot it. Maybe I can find somebody who knows something about cars to help me figure out what the problem is, and hopefully I can save up some money so I can fix whatever this thing is, or buy a new car. That'd be nice. Maybe one day I'll be an all-star illustrator and people will hire me to do crazy amounts of pieces of illustration that you know, pay me vast sums of income. Anyways, so that all being said, let's get into some stories, because who needs to have, you know, bad news? Well, let's get into some fun news. All right, so the first story I read is by McKay and Gray, also known as Bones and Ursula. They have a YouTube channel. You should check them out. They have an awesome YouTube channel. Their channel kind of blew up for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons is because they did 100 Days of Making Comics last year, and each day they did a different topic, which that's a big clue into, and they had a good thumbnail, and they had the topic in the title, and these are very basic things, but if you do these things for 100 days in a row, you can probably have a good YouTube channel as well. I probably should do that myself, because I've done the topic thing and all that, but part of it is they have a lot of experience with webcomics, and they also have a community of people from their webcomics that I think kind of helped spread the word and everything. And yeah, so anyways, this isn't about YouTube, this is about their story. I just really love their YouTube channel, so you should definitely check them out. There'll be a link in the description. But their story in this was really fun. I enjoyed it. It's a fantasy world, which is the same as the second book that I read, story that I read too. So it's very fantasy-oriented episode here today. It's a fantasy world called. What is the story called? It's like Awu and Umu or something like that. And I think that this is in reference to something that I'm not necessarily familiar with, but it's something that was interesting. And the sense that I got, because I read the title after I read the story, because the title isn't like shown in the story necessarily, and I wanted to know what the title was specifically, because I was like, trying to see what it was in reference to. But basically what it seems like to me is it's seasonal gods, I think, or seasonal kings and queens, maybe. But it's in like a fairy tale land, and they're just kind of they're talking about certain things of their world and stuff, and it's just a fun little story and kind of conversation between I guess seasonal gods. And really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. Very charming and cute and fun. Well, I don't know if it's cute and fun. I'm just this is how Bones and McKay are in general. They got that cutesy kind of fun vibe, and they're really positive and awesome. And they also have very much of a charm to them, and so I really enjoy what they do on their YouTube channel. And also their comic. I think this is the first comic I fully read. I want to read other ones, because they have, like I said, they have these web comics up, and I've been going on a long time about these guys. So just check out their stuff. Really cool stuff. And let's get to the next one. All right, so the second story I read was none other than the editor himself of the Werewolves and Unicorns anthology, Mr. Mike Emmerich. And let me tell you, this is some beautiful work that he did, and the story is hilarious. Like this, you guys have to read this thing. It is so, like, I want because he did them. Some people chose to do. There's 4 pages per story for 28 different creators, and some people chose to do a double-page spread. So they basically did 2 pages, but they're really big pages, and that's what he chose to do. And the way he cohesively put these 2 pages together of each thing, it's beautiful work, like artwork, fun artwork. The goblins. I think that's the title, goblins. And I love it, and it's perfect. Like, I don't know, I just love the story to bits. It's awesome. You guys have to check it out and enjoy it. I want these 2 double-page spreads to become prints, and I feel like that's what's going to happen with the other double-page spreads too, because it's just it feels like a big illustration. I don't know how to say it, but it's really well done, and yeah, really cool. I don't know what kind of frame I could fit a print like this in, but I would love to get a print of each of these 2 double-page spreads. So anyways, he did a great job. Mike Emmerich rocks, and he's doing a great job on the anthology. Thank you, Mike, for doing all this work. Once again, you guys may have remembered me talking about the fact that myself, Mike, and Chris McQuinlan came up with the anthology in the first place, and we pitched it to the group, and everybody was into it. We did the Life in Space anthology, and now we got this second Werewolves and Unicorns anthology going, and it's just been a great ride. The group is so awesome. I would really appreciate it if you guys follow my specific link and go ahead and pledge and grab yourself a copy of this book. It's going to be freaking epic. There's so much awesomeness from all the different 28 creators in this, and I don't know, I think you guys are going to love it. I'm loving it. I'm loving this ride so far, reading it and making my own comic and all that stuff. It's just awesome. And so yeah, I don't know what else to say. You guys just got to get this thing. All right, so let's get on to the message of today's message, I guess. Alrighty, so yeah, today I just wanted to talk about, I was watching some of the 100 Days of Making Comics people who are, you know, kind of right in the midst of, you know, doing their thing with their run of, you know, doing 100 Days of Making Comics. And I know one of them is Clay. He goes by Van Illustrations on YouTube, and I forget exactly who the other one was, but I'll link both of them in the description. But they were both kind of at a point where, like, I think Clay was really tired, and the other guy was he was you know, having a rough go of it or whatever for this particular day. But I definitely recommend both of their channels. They both have really cool comics they're working on, and following them doing the hundreds. There's a lot of people, you know, doing the hundreds, and I can't link everybody right now, but I'll link those two people because they're just the people I was thinking of when I was thinking, what will I talk about today? So anyways, the thing is when you're working on a long-term project, when you're working for even 100 days in a row, which comes out to about a little over 3 months, you know, you go through waves of excitement and then waves of not so much excitement, of second guessing, of tiredness, of fatigue. You know, you go through these waves of different, like, phases, I guess, of kind of trying to create this thing and trying to do a video every day and trying to stay consistent and trying to not quit, you know. And I've done this at least, I think it's 3.5 times, and now I'm doing the 365 Days of Making Comics for the 2nd year in a row. So I have some experience with this. And, you know, really, when you're doing any project, there's kind of this dip. There's always like this dip of, like, you kind of second guess yourself. You feel like you get this, what do they call it? There's a term for it, but this aspect of feeling like you're a fraud, you know, and you really don't know what you're doing, and you're just kind of faking your way through it. And everybody gets this. I've heard that professionals who have been doing this kind of thing for years also get this. You get to a point within your project where you're like, what the hell am I even doing, trying to, like, and you might even trying to, like, make something, you know. And I've heard, like, professionals who are legendary professionals say this as well, that they still go through this. And you know, the thing is you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep working, you know. There's this whole, like, phrase, you know, sorry, I'm saying, you know, a lot. I always do that. If you feel like you're in the midst of hell, keep going, you know. Get through it, you know. At least you're still walking and you're still getting through it. I don't know if that's the exact phrase, but there's that. But it's just like this whole idea, like the fantasy thing, like you're slaying dragons. Like, to me, I put that in the comment of one of the guys, like, congratulations, you did your half an hour today, you slayed the dragon. Like that, I mean, that's when the rubber meets the road, but this is when it really counts. This is the most important day, is the day that you don't feel like making comics, but you still spend the time that you plan to spend making those comics. So keep going. Tomorrow is going to be better. You're not going to probably be as tired. You'll be renewed. If not, it will come in a day or two, and you'll feel a little bit better, and you'll start to realize, well, maybe I'm not 100% a fraud. This story is kind of cool, and it is going somewhere. And once you get to that finished project, when you're done, first of all, when you're done with your 100 days, you'll feel like accomplished, like, yes, I actually worked on something for 100 days that put me closer to my goal. But also, when you actually finish your project, it'll be so much worth it. You'll be like, I did this. I set my mind to do it and I did it. And you know, I don't know, to me, I always feel grateful. I feel thankful. I feel like I've done something that has to do with my purpose, like why I was meant to be here on this planet. And some people don't go that epic. Some people don't. Like, to me, it does relate with my belief in God and stuff like that. But some people might not go quite that far with it, but I do. And even if it's not a purpose that you feel is like a divine thing, you know, it is a purpose that you set in your mind and in your heart to do, you know, and there's something worthwhile in that as well. We all have different visions of like stories and stuff, and we all have something that we can contribute to the world that nobody else can. It's so true. It's real. That sounds like, you know, woo-woo, silly, like self-helpy stuff, but it's so true. We all have something unique to bring to the world that's worth bringing, and the world is going to be deficient if you don't get that thing out. Like, they're not going to have that contribution, and that contribution is important. So do it. Make that vision happen. Slay that dragon today. If you can only get in the minimum, you know, 30 minutes or whatever it is you set your heart to do, if you can only get the bare minimum out today, do that. At least you did it. Move on, and tomorrow will be a better day, you know. That's all I can say. You guys rock. I thank you so much for watching these videos. Lone Wolf is now funded. Werewolves and Unicorns is now funded. We still got time to go to like still get these books and hit some of these stretch goals. So I appreciate everything you guys have done, all the support. You guys rock. Thank you for watching my videos and commenting and all that stuff. I can't tell you how grateful I am and how much encouragement you guys bring me, and I hope I'm able to bring that same encouragement back to you. All right, other than that, I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. Peace out. Oh yeah, and let's not forget the purpose of this vlog. I made comics today. I worked on comics. I did about 5 to 10 minutes on Lone Wolf. I was doing that celebration live stream this morning, but I had to catch the Uber, so I only had limited time. But I did work on it while we were doing that live stream, and also I did, I don't know, an hour, a half an hour to an hour so far. I'll probably do more. I've been kind of doing overtime on this stuff on Big Raft. So I did some more writing for that. I'm working out the story. I'm excited. I feel like I'm learning how to write stories like more than ever before by just practicing it, and I'm super excited. So let's keep slaying those dragons, and once again, thank you very much, and later.